Hey, yo, what up, world? This is your boy, TS Declares, and I'm sitting here chilling, asking you that question that I always ask you. I got that truth. I'm spitting that truth. Can you handle it? Is the question. You say yes, I say okay, and I say, let's see. Get it? Got it? Good. A little fumble on my beginning because I'm trying to see what's going on with my guest. He disappeared for a second, but he's here once again. My brother Eric Andrews is in the house. What up, man?
Yeah. What's up, brother?
What's
What's
going on?
up?
Man, I wanted to get you on here because Father's Day is tomorrow,
Yeah.
and I don't really care about how the world regards us. We gotta when we see that um we are great dads. Forget what the world say. Let's regard one another.
Right.
So when I thought about um being a father, before I get to the girl dads, because that's what this is about, I got some questions to ask you because tell me if you agree or not. Being a father is a choice. You don't gotta be. You can have, made a baby with somebody and walked away.
Right.
Now you have to take that choice and take have the unmitigated gall to stand there and say, I ain't going nowhere. Even when the baby mama's pushing you away or y'all arguing or whatever, and the baby mama's just unbearable, you want to say, man, forget this kid. If I got to deal with her, I'm not doing it. So, what was it um that made you um want to be a dad? Well, the first question was, did you ever want to be a dad?
Honestly, as a child growing up, I didn't have a desire for children. Um, and I can't really honestly give you a reason why at that time, but I didn't really see myself much as a father figure, mainly because our biological father wasn't present. I didn't see the necessity of it, so I never thought about children, wanting them or raising them and being responsible for them. I didn't have that desire.
Okay,
So
so what changed? What changed?
women,
Did it change when the actual child was on the way? Because you said when you was a child growing up, you didn't have that desire. When did the change happen? Was it before you had a child, or did the desire come later on in your teens, early 20s, or whatever? Whatever, did you
well,
desire family? What was it?
the desire came when I found out that I was getting ready to have a child, because then I thought about all that entails and what that could actually do for me.
Right.
I know that sounds selfish, but just in
No, no.
sometimes trying to grow up without that male figure really actually there to train you how to grow up, you have to accept life and what it will bring. And I felt that a child will grow me up to understand what it is to be responsible for someone outside of you.
Hmm.
And that was one of the main lessons that kind of just started kind of intriguing me to try to go after to learn. Because one, like I told Ashley some years ago, I grow as you grow. I'm learning as you're learning. Even as I'm
Absolutely.
teaching you, I'm being taught.
I'm
And it's not
still
so much
learning, B.
that you're
Still
sitting me
learning.
down to teach me a class as I'm doing you,
Right.
but I'm learning from life. Touch that
Hmm.
area, leave that alone, give me a little bit more time before you even say something about that.
Hmm.
Because one of the things that I realized in growing up, it just seemed like moms was just on it. You know what I mean? There was no real breathing room. And those were some of the most frustrating days for me because as a male and a woman being the main one that's in there growing you up, they can't really tap into that guy part of you. So with when it comes down to that, it was. I don't know.
And
It,
then
it
without offending anybody that said we didn't in our family we didn't have um per se the males around us
right.
to be examples except Pop, but Pop carried so much of a load
Yeah.
because he had his own kids in his house
Yeah.
and then they
Yeah.
kids in his house and then
Yeah.
some of us our kids
In this house, yeah.
in his
Those are
house,
the facts. Those are the
right?
facts.
So um I began to watch him and how he handled it. I even seen him in his angry days. We done had meetings where he told people to pack their grip and tip. If you
Yeah.
don't understand what I'm talking about, get out my house because the pressure. He wasn't just a grandfather. He
Right.
was raising, helping to raise
Yeah.
us.
Yeah.
So it's like the age gap there, because later on in life, it was the relationship was just dope for everybody with Pop. Because you were older now, you
Yeah.
understood why, you know what I'm saying? I looked at why he had signs all over the house and why we had duty rosters, because, excuse my French, your children can be niggas and they don't
Yeah.
want to do nothing.
Yep.
So
Like,
he gonna put it in your face without yelling at you. When you come out that room, it's gonna be a sign, right?
yep.
That's him telling you, dog, take that garbage out.
Yeah.
Like, for real. Like, and that it end up I never ever had any issues with him. Even when he disciplined us, my anger came probably with I don't even know if it was with Dow or if it was with Dennis. Because you married to my mother, but yet and still you not a father figure to us.
Right.
Because Daryl don't have to be there. He ain't gotta be. He's only biologically connected. Now you married my mother for 20 years. When did you ever become a father?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So um I want to commend you, man, because I never seen you run from it when you could have ran from it.
Man.
I never see I seen and I also seen you when ministry tried to consume you, I seen you fight for it. I need to spend time with my daughter. I need this. I need to do this. I don't want to just do this. I know it's God. It was told to me it's God and all that, but I have responsibilities.
Right.
So let's balance this thing out. Let's balance it out because at the end of the day, um, she got a mama, but she gonna need me
Yeah.
because I'm her dad. She's gonna need
That's
me. There are
right.
certain things she's gonna need me for. And
Right.
I know Ashley Mama can do it all. She's jack of all trades. But
Right.
one
She
thing
is.
she cannot do is be you. And
Yeah.
one thing she cannot do is show uh be the father to her. We whether what you walked away or not. Just like mommy, she raised both, but she can't be our dad though.
Right.
He did dad
Right.
things, he did his part, but still there was still something missing at the end of the day.
Yeah. A lot of things missing. A
Right.
lot.
So when you found out, you didn't know right away. What was your preference, girl or boy, or just a healthy baby?
Oh, I wanted to. I think my preference in the beginning also was a girl. I thought about a boy because I wanted the name to continue, my name to continue, but then at the same time, I really just didn't. Honestly, I didn't want that type of responsibility because I didn't think that in my mind about myself because I didn't have a father figure or a said father there that I would muck it with having a son. I thought that a daughter would be easy because honestly, it's a lot of it I don't really have to do because it's
Right,
the
because
mother
you're not
that's
a
doing a
girl,
lot of
you're
the
not a
training.
woman.
Yeah, so
Right.
it's not that much that I really have to do. So I kind of looked at it that way. So a girl was always there in my mind. I've always just rather to have raised them among other reasons, because honest, all right, just transparency. Mainly because the reason why I didn't want a son is because of the way the world has gone. You understand what I'm saying? And to have to, you know, it's that
Pull
was
them
that was
away
a lot.
from it, dude.
Yeah,
Say, get them
yeah.
away. It's their choice. No, it ain't. Not while they're around me, it ain't.
No, and yeah, and it
No,
was,
it ain't.
I just,
No, it ain't.
mm-mm.
No, it's not. No,
Because
it's
like I
not.
tell people all the time, it's not that I'm archaic. I just stand on principle. That
Right.
that is grandfather told me, Pop told me. He said God made everything male and female. If you even looking at tools, there's always, I don't know if he's teaching me the birds and the bees either, but he said there's always a hole for the screw to go in. Everything
Mm.
has a male and a female. You can't put
Mm.
two heads together to get the job done.
Right. It's not gonna work.
So
Okay, so for me, I always wanted a girl. I wanted one girl. That's it. I ain't want no boys. I love my boys. I love them. I'm glad they're here. But I ain't gonna say I didn't want them, but my desire
what's
was to
good?
have one girl and that's it. No more
Right.
kids, no nothing. I don't care about no name going on. I hate the name anyway.
Right.
Like, I mean, I'm gonna make this name great. And they gonna make it Najee and Nasir gonna make the name great.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I didn't. I wanted a girl. I wanted a girl. So, but the thing I'm about to ask you is transparent. As a dude, how did you navigate? I don't know how to say it. When she needed to be, um, I'm asking for myself because I always thought that if her mama left her with me and I
Right.
had to change her, that I would hurt because what I have is different.
Right.
I don't know how to. I'm gonna go down there scrubbing. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I'm a dude. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? So, did you ever have a fear that you wouldn't be able to navigate um her being opposite of you?
Not a fear of it, uncomfortability. But
Okay.
even with Ashley, when she was born, they showed me as a male, a father, how to properly clean her
Right.
in the directions that we're supposed to do. Because if you do it in the wrong direction, you can put poop inside the
Yeah,
place
that's
and
what I'm talking. Nah,
those kind
bro.
of things. Yeah, they were frustrating, but I didn't struggle too much with changing diapers. But I didn't change a lot of the diapers because I was uncomfortable as
Mm-hmm.
a male doing that,
Okay.
but I still pitched in because I knew I had to do my part, and I didn't
Right.
want
Right.
the female that I was with the child to feel that I'm not there. So
Right.
I kind of like forced myself to have to do stuff even in my uncomfortability, but it grew me up because I wasn't expecting for another female to come.
Well, it's scary to me because at the end of the day, you don't how can I say it? You don't know the intricacies of being a female. So my next question to you is growing them up from the opposite side.
Mhm.
How did you do it without pushing any masculinity on her? Even though she's a girl, but we do. So you want to be careful. You want her to be feminine. You want her to be a lady, and because a lot of guys, fathers, they let their daughters hang out with them, and then next thing you know, they
Big doing the
smoking
dyke
with them,
thing.
or they're more duded than their dads.
Right.
So how did you navigate the testosterone in you and allow the estrogen not to be bothered by because the way you handle her is definitely going to be different than her mom.
Yeah.
So how did you navigate that? Because that could have like with a boy, it's easy. Dog, I'll punch you in your chest. I'll kick you in your back. Like
Right.
little nigga, get over here, I'll choke you. But with a female, I mean, you can say those things, but you really can't be masculine to the point where you can,
Be
you
too
know,
physical.
right, grab up on them or discipline wise. How did you navigate that?
Well, with Ashley, it was a lot more easier because all I really had to do with her is just talk to her. Or if I got on her, just it being me getting on her brought the change. And with Ariel, it's different. It's kind of almost it's funny to me because I always use the term I have to make her understand, but I don't. I'm not abusive, but I'm myself
Right,
because at the end of the day, you still have to be comfortable with being around me even after I discipline you.
right.
With and the strange part about it is they're the total opposite. Ashley was an angel kid. She really rarely got into trouble, and I really ever had to physically discipline her or pop her or do anything like that. But with Ariel, I have to physically help her to understand that this is the way things are. But
Right,
I don't even in my discipline with it, I still make sure that the balance is given, that she understands my drawback and my withholding is because you're a female.
right.
If it wasn't, if you were a male, you probably would have been kicked out of the third floor window by now.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
that's just being honest because the way we were raised, it was okay. I'm going to put the male in you to make sure that it's there. You know what I
Right,
mean? That there is no question. With the
right,
female, it's kind of the same, but the other thing that I would say is it was easy because even Rod, Rod took her to get her nails done. Rod started showing Ashley these things that feminine people, that women do.
right,
And then even with the dressing up with church and things to that effect, um, that I push. And like even with Ariel now, Ariel is in love with princesses and mermaids and stuff like that. So that stuff I aid her with. Daddy, I want to wear a dress. I want this kind of dress. I want to do that. So even if it's just something just to walk around the house, that even when she's dealing with a strong male figure in her life, she understands that there's a point of submission, but it does not take her from being a female. And I
right.
make sure that they understand that between. Now, there's also a point where you put that if I'm not there, that part of the male you have to put into the female
Mm,
because you have to make sure that they understand that if daddy's not around, you got to protect yourself. So you might have to get physical. So
mm-hmm.
it's really actually just a balance of knowing your limitations of how far to go with them and making sure that they can comprehend and understand that when it's being done for this particular reason, but it's not to cut you loose or cut you down as who you are. And the strange thing, as in reverse, that's what we get with a lot of women who are raising males by themselves. They kind of cut the masculinity. And that's something that we see evident in our young males today.
Mm-hmm. But then they'll look at you and oh, with my son to be. I ain't trying to make him no thug,
Right,
but I want him to know he a boy.
right,
You know what I'm
right.
saying? You ain't gonna be screaming at no soprano raw, nigga. You know, no raw, dog. What the heck is you doing? Why is you up
Serious
there in the
shit.
rafters,
Yeah,
boy? What's wrong with you? I have to get in the shit sometimes when he be doing that. No, but in his defense, he's around females,
yeah.
and I'm not even talking about his mother, but at the daycare, it's all girls there.
Wow.
The boy Ethan, he don't come until it's time for the kid to go home. He comes aftercare, so he's around them all day. The proprietor, she's a woman, so
Wow.
all day, this girl is girl, this girl is girl, this girl. No, 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 no. That's why I love when Izzy and Najee and Chris come around. Rough
Yeah,
his behind up. Let him y'all in the room having fun. Let him come in there with y'all.
right,
Come on,
right,
let him
right.
let him understand. what it is.
Right.
But oh no, because you got such a gap in between girls.
Yeah,
So
20 years.
how did you navigate the first time you knew your daughter was dating? How did that make you feel?
In the beginning stages of it, I was forcing myself not even to pay attention to the fact that it was taking place.
Okay.
But that didn't last long because how long can you keep trying to trick yourself and when reality is sitting right there in front of you?
Right.
It I don't even know how to say it. It didn't tick me off, but it ticked me off because then now, in a sense, there's competition. Because in all truth and honesty, we guys, we know what guys do. Guys go to girls,
Yeah.
get girls, and their intent is to get the parental guidance out of their ears so that they can have their way with
They
them.
can be in there. Yes, absolutely.
So
We
here
did.
I am with a battle, and no matter what, because she's into him and he's cute and he's everything that she likes. It just you got to look at yourself, realizing nothing that you say out your mouth that even makes sense to her, she really cares about right now because she in love or
Unless
she
you say, I like him. Go ahead.
yeah.
Yeah. Unless you
That,
say that, you the enemy.
and then I had to grow. I grew into the place where like that was this time that I made that statement to her. I need to grow up in this
Yeah.
because at the end of the day, I'm not liking nothing. And it ain't got nothing to do with the guy. It ain't got nothing to do with you. It's just the idea of it. I wasn't ready for it. I wasn't prepared for it. So therefore, I need you to be patient with me as I'm being patient with you, that I'm growing in this. And I grew. I didn't fight myself too much with it. I just took my time with it because it became rough and when you are not the sole person, but when you know that you have had that kind of, I'll use the term power and control to aid your child in decision making, and now you know that that power is being challenged,
Yeah.
that's a lot to have to deal with. And then you
Okay.
don't want to take the chance of going after the guy because by that time they're connected to them, so they're going to defend them, so they're not hearing you. So then what I did was take a peaceful backseat. And then I would step in every now and again and tell her things that I saw and allow these things to come to fruition. So you can understand your dad's not trying to stop your life. I'm just trying to help direct it better so that you don't make the same mistakes that I made.
But you tell them because you've been there, done that. And
Yeah.
number two, I'm a guy. So the
Right.
game he running, I ran this game
Yeah.
already. I seen this. Oh, he laughing. He trying to get you to laugh. Oh, next thing you know, you're gonna be naked.
Yep.
I know this because I
Yeah.
wanted to get them to laugh
Yep.
because I wanted them to be naked. I'm sorry, podcast listeners. This is a real podcast.
Yeah.
We're talking about girl dads and being a father. You got as a that has a girl, you gotta try to school them on the game. But like Eric said, I'm talking to y'all out there that's listening. You gotta be careful because if you push too hard, that's when Vegas weddings happen
Yeah.
and stupid stuff, and people go have babies before the time. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Like early, 15, 16, 17 years old, because they're not, they don't hate their father, but they're running to something new that's making them the spotlight.
Yeah.
And they like it, the attention and everything. And if the guy tells him one thing about you and you do it, he gonna say, "See, I told you."
Yep.
Oh, your father. I knew your father wasn't gonna. You ain't gotta listen.
Yep.
Come on. Let's go. That like you said, this guy online. I don't know if you ever seen him on TikTok. He got kids and he's always eating all the time. Like when they come to the cops come to his door and all that. It's comedy. But I saw him have to back up because dude had put his hands on his daughter, right?
Right.
But you already know how it goes. They're gonna get back together again. So if
Yeah.
you stomp them out, you gonna look like a dummy because
Yep.
he gonna still be around.
You're
So
gonna come right down Christmas dinner.
I applaud you because you know me, it ain't no question what's gonna happen.
Right.
I don't, yeah. You can go to Vegas. You can do what the heck you want to do. I'm in Vegas. You can play hide and seek. I'm the master of hide and seek. I always get to the tree in front of 62, home base. Wherever
Yeah.
you at, I'm gonna find you. But see, I applaud you because being a girl dad takes a special kind of guy. And even though I had the desires and I know I would have been great, God didn't see that in my plans. You know what I'm saying? So,
Right.
I mean, I guess because of my strength and my personality, it's good that I'm raising males.
Right.
Who knows? But I feel personally, she would have broke me down and made me some little soft little teddy bear because she would have definitely been daddy's little girl. She would have got everything.
But
I
I'm gonna tell
would
you, I'm gonna tell you something, brother. I'm gonna tell you something.
mama to the curb.
That's the danger.
Right.
That's the
That's why
danger
I'm
right
not.
there.
That's probably why I'm not. Because she would have got everything. She would have got, I would have kicked mama to the curb for her. Like, no disrespect. You know what I'm saying? It's like I got, for him, the same thing
Yeah.
happened to me on the
Yeah.
opposite side. So, but at the end of the day, you still got to fight for your place, just like I did with
Yeah.
Nasir. Oh, Cheryl wasn't doing nothing wrong. I don't know why he didn't take to me in the beginning. We didn't, but I fought for it. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? She always pushed, like, come on. She tried to make him do it, and I told her, don't make him do it. It's,
Yeah.
it's
You gotta let them.
a process.
Right.
It's a process. Just like you said, he's growing up. I gotta grow up in this too.
Yeah.
Because many days I wanted to punch him or punt him. Even as a baby, when he didn't want to come to me, doing all this screaming and acting a fool. Take the little nigga home then. Like, he
Right.
ain't gotta stay here. That's
Right.
just the way I felt.
Right.
But has there ever been a time where um you felt like your relationship was compromised to the point where you and your oldest daughter, because I'm gonna ask about her first because she's grown, where
Right.
y'all would, you know how our parents and they part ways with the kids and don't speak for years. Kobe Bryant's mother and father, there
Right.
wasn't speaking with him. His wife got over $800 million, ain't get him a cent.
Yeah. I
Like,
heard about that.
right, they had to sell his championship ring to get money. Like, has it ever been to a point where you felt like you guys wasn't gonna be like close? Or
It.
and
It.
not being mad at her or her being mad at you. I'm talking about to the point where you felt like the relationship between y'all was over. And if it was, how did you fight to get that back? Because females are stubborn. They talking about men are stubborn. Females are stubborn, bro.
Females are stubborn, but females within themselves, they know they need their father. And if
Yeah.
your father is present, even if y'all have your differences or not, they know how to just walk in. Here we go. Y'all can be mad at each other, but the tie in relationship and the time that y'all have had together, growing together, all of that goes right out the window when that need comes.
Right.
You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
there's been times that I've been upset with Ashley, and Ashley has been upset with me. When we get upset with each other, we just go our separate ways. And we
Okay.
know that both of us, that's because we're in that area, we're both the same. Like, I know that this conversation has to have a period at this moment,
Mm-hmm.
because if it doesn't, it's going to go wrong on so many levels. So
Right.
we'll walk away, give it some time, some hours, or maybe a day or two, and then we'll reach out to each other, and then we'll just snap and blame each other for the reason why who got an attitude first. But then by the time we finished blaming each other for who got an attitude, we done explained to each other where we were
That's
and
great. That's
what was
great.
going on within us. And then it helps us to understand why, number one, we were talking to each other in the way we were. And then two, we can take that out and then we can
Mhm.
deal with the situation at hand. And
Y'all
then after
doing it
that, we
well.
can go back to actually even deal with why we weren't talking in the first place. So it's really actually building blocks of understanding and really having with females. To me, it takes a lot of freaking patience. It takes a lot of patience because you would be down the throat if it was a boy. You can't react to them because of the damage you would do because of who you are to them.
Right.
And more, I know that both my girls love their mothers, but at the end of the day, they both are daddy's girls. They both are very territorial over me. They both will protect me. Ariel don't even like Audrey holding my hand. She doesn't even like Audrey even laying on my shoulder. She does, and this is a 4-year-old. She'll just come on the bed or on the couch and just get in between us and push us apart because they're territorial. And when they see daddy is that man that is really actually the love of their life for the
Yeah,
first time.
that's
And you
true.
have to make sure that when they leave this first love, the next person that comes to take up that has to be on that level and better.
Right.
And
Right.
sometimes because of life, they never see the actual level that they had in their father, so they choose something beneath them and wonder why they're fussing and fighting, and they don't know, they don't understand why it's not working. But with when it comes down to that with Ashley, we've clashed and we've had our days where we weren't talking. A lot of the days we weren't talking, most times we really didn't even know because she was living somewhere else. But
Right.
when she was living with me and we weren't talking, we I knew it and she knew it. She knew not to talk to me, leave me, give me my space. But then when she really, really, really needed, she had an understanding. Daddy will put down what he feels and he'll hear me and he'll help me with the problem. He'll probably go, but he's not going to let me leave that room without me touching the situation because
Right.
you're just not going to come in and get your need met and I don't
Sweeping
deal with
under the
what
rug.
happened.
No.
Yeah,
No.
no, but I've
No.
gotten better even with my lectures. They're not hour long, 2 hour long. I cut them down to about like half hour, 15 minutes. I'm doing better.
You are your grandfather's grandson. For real, for real. But with that being said, another question I'm gonna ask you. I got two more, and then we're gonna close out because it's already been half an hour. Wow, don't feel like it. But what have you learned from the first that you're now applying to the last?
Mm. Some of the same principles: patience, restraint with my anger, um, understanding, making sure and training her that she always has an open door to me, no matter where I am. If my child can't be accepted where I'm at, then I don't go. So because they in my mind, I look at it as my relationship with my father. I have access to him at any time that I need. I don't have to wait until Sunday morning or wait till I get into a prayer meeting to try to access him. I have access because he's in me. And if I have that access, I feel that my child deserves that access to be able to get at me at any time to make sure
Yeah,
that whatever is necessary to be handled or taken care of, even if I don't have an answer or solution, I do my best to be as honest as I can to help in any area that is possible. Because again, their success is my success.
I know
If
that's
they
right.
succeed, they shine a light on me. I was listening
I
to
need
Charleston
them
White
to.
today. He said a father's legacy is written
That's
in
my
his wife
guy, man.
and his children.
Yeah.
If when you die, your successes ain't gonna preach for you, your triumphs is not gonna preach for you. It's gonna
Yeah.
be the children and that wife that's gonna attest to the character of the type of man that you were.
Mm,
So I try to make sure that when I die, they're gonna speak well.
mm. I got the children part right. I ain't got no wife, so that ain't. I ain't gonna worry about that part. But I guess absolutely. Because I think about our grandmother, Daryl's mother. I went to the funeral with nobody there, not one person but him and me in the building. He didn't even know I was there. I was in the back. He walked in. It was him and the preacher. Nobody. Huge sanctuary. Nobody there. Not one person. Not an organist. Not nothing. He walked up to the casket. God just did what he did, said what he said over her. He walked outside. That's when I spoke to him outside. But inside the church, nobody came. I don't want that for my life.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's why I'm still growing up. I'm on the other side of being grown up, but it's still a growing stage
Yeah.
after 40. Don't get it twisted, because now you have to embrace the fact that, bruh, October you're gonna be 50. You might not. You probably won't get another 50. So what you gonna do? What is the legacy that you're leaving?
Yeah.
And it kind of like it's scary, like you said, with the Nasirs and the Ari's age. I have to stay on him about what he's listening to. I understand you love Coco Melon and stuff, but I just heard that YouTube cuss. You got to get that up off of there. Because if you use that word, YouTube ain't going to get beat. You is.
Yeah.
So, one more, and I'm going to ask. I feel like, this is my opinion, that our parents reveled in beating us. I think that they liked it. I don't think they liked the fact that we were being disrespectful or found ourselves in a place to be beat, but they sure didn't hold back when they was whacking, right? I've beaten Nazarel one time. I didn't like it. I said, this is what this feels like. I didn't like it. So Izzy never got beat. He got punched in his chest or whatever. They said even now I don't bust him, but girls, how do you discipline them?
Mm-hmm.
Because it's different. It's different. Like you said, I could powerbomb Nasir or drop kick Izzy or clothesline Najee. I could do that. But for a girl, how do you discipline them without them getting angry to the point where they grasp that masculinity in you, and because they can't do nothing to you, so they start doing stuff to other people. That I did that. I couldn't. I don't know how to say it. I could not retaliate on the disciplinarian of my life, parents or whatever. So I did it to people that I know couldn't do nothing about it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So how do you train them? Because I don't want that. I don't want my kids doing that. Don't be nothing like me. Please. Please. I don't glorify my life. I tell you what my life is, the mistakes I made, and don't go down that road. Because when I find out certain stuff about Najee and we talk and I give him advice, he'll listen. I said, bro, because you can't let these things cause you to walk around, you know what I'm saying, upset with the world.
Right.
Like at the end of the day, because at the end of the day, you have to be what I raised you to be, not something else. So my point is, I ain't lost the discipline for a girl, and to keep that status of the way you raised her without her going crazy. Because if daddy beating me, I can't fight him. So I'm gonna be out here in the streets fighting, or I'm gonna be somewhere, you know what I'm saying, getting this off because he pissing me off. So I gotta do something to somebody. or Ashley's not young enough to do anything to Ariel, but if she was close in age, maybe I'll beat on my sister. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I can't do nothing to my father. So how do you discipline them and then still let them how uh, the the estrogen still remains. They don't become aggressive. I mean, Ashley is aggressive in a little bit, but Ashley is not masculine. She's
No.
definitely dainty and feminine, a beautiful young lady. But it could have went that way, which she could, because she on the road or wherever, to the point where she want to fight dudes and all that. Yo, how do you monitor that? How did you do that?
Well, actually, like I said before, it was more easy. I didn't really have to discipline her as much as I do with Ariel. And I thought about this the other week, and the reason being is because I'm married now,
Mm-hmm.
and this child was born in marriage.
Right.
So I'm here. This one I got 24 hours, 7 days out of the week. So there's no way in the world her and I is gonna live in the same home and it goes against me. Because like I told Ashley, I said, in the beginning when the child is born, yeah, you shift your world to acclimate for them to come in and you do that. I said, but as they start growing by the age of 1 and 2, where they start seeming like they can comprehend a little bit by little, you reverse that. You have to make them understand they're living in your world, in your domain. Because if you do not, they will destroy your
They
peace.
will run you.
So
Yup.
with Ariel, there is a there is one thing that I do, but she's changed because both my girls got mouths. They snap off with their mouth, and they're very sarcastic and they're very smart too with their mouth. So like with Ashley, times when she was younger, I would pluck her in her mouth, and then I do that sometimes with Ariel. Not often, and I don't see that as abuse. I didn't punch her in the mouth. I plucked her in the mouth. And it's not like that I'm using the hardcore pluck like we used to do with that football game we played at
Oh,
lunch. No, not it's
oh,
just a little tap in the mouth. Watch your mouth. Don't say
right.
that again. But at the end of after ending the discipline, I give space and time to allow that discipline to settle in. Then I come back as the loving father so that they understand they've been disciplined, but I'm not mad at you and I
Yeah,
still
and I
love
don't hate you.
Right.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
with that, that has worked to show, to bring that balance that as you discipline them for them not to lose who they are, you still have to come back to be who you are to them, somebody that
Mm,
loves them. But at any cost, I will discipline you
right.
because you're in my domain. How can we allow someone younger than us to run a whole house? We can't do that. They
And
have
and
to learn
and,
how to
and
live within.
they not you're just younger than it. You ain't paying not a stitch or nothing. I'm
So
I'm I'm
therefore, I'm not the
I'm
slave
basically
here.
I'm taking care of everything in your life except life and breath. But
Yeah,
once God allows you, gives you the grace to get up, you
everything
got
else is
clothes
me.
because of me. Food, God granted this to me so that you can have this.
That's right.
Like so, you gotta remind them. For my son, he just feels so entitled. He's so
And
entitled
that's
because
hard
he's so
too.
spoiled. He's so spoiled. Every store we go in, Daddy, I want this. Dog, I just bought you some. What?
I
No.
had to get Ariel about a month ago in the store. We was in the store shopping because she has the same problem. Everywhere she goes, she feels she just has to leave with something. And I was telling her, no, you're not getting that. And it's not that we didn't have the money, but I started realizing every time we go in the store, you got to leave with something. Even if I'm not benefiting off of it, you get something special. That's not happening. So this child commits to start trying to show out in the supermarket, and I bent over to her and I looked at her. I said, look at me and understand the words that I'm saying to you. Knock this off because I'm not afraid to embarrass you in front of all of these people that are not like me. I will get you. And she pulled herself together because because of the discipline that takes place at home, you understand. I'm gonna try it here because maybe he won't. But then when I show you I'm just as retarded as you think I am, I will.
Right. Right.
They come in just like that. With moms, she didn't play that junk. with us going in those stores asking for junk. She said, that's why you staying in the car, because I don't want to hear the mommy can I have? Mommy can I have? Mommy can I have?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But that's how I've kept the discipline and the balance there with them. Is disciplining them is a must, because if you don't chasing them, you don't love them. But at the end of the day, they need to also understand that even though he's disciplining me, I still can come to my protector, my provider. I still can come to him even when I'm in need, because he has shown me that he can discipline me and yet love me at the same time. And that's what I believe, even not just girls, but I believe boys need to understand that too.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Absolutely. Well, this has been way more than I've hoped for. I got a lot of great information. I just want to say to you, man, you're doing a good job. You've done a good job with Ashley. She's turned out to be magnificent, beautiful young lady. Um, that's my always gonna be my Stuggy monster.
Yeah,
You know that's I love her. Um, always proud of her when I see her accomplishing different things.
yeah.
So I know it's just not just her, but I know that it wasn't it's you. I know that it's Rashida. I know that it's Drea. I know that it's everybody that's been around to help. But the mainstay I seen was the fact that because those are girls, that's easy. They ain't doing nothing. Like they
Yeah.
ain't really doing nothing. But your role, because you're the opposite, takes on a whole different look. And I can say I appreciate it because it's something I wanted to be for a long time, which is a girl dad. But I want to say Happy Father's Day to you, bro. If I
Thank
don't
you. Happy
speak to
Father's
you,
Day to you
you
too,
know,
brother.
man, and keep doing what you're doing. Um, you know how I feel about Ari. That's my dog right there. Like every time I speak to Izzy, I'm like, yo, where my dog at? Oh, she upstairs. Da, 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 da. Cause I don't know. I don't know. I guess when we was all staying together, man, you know what I'm saying? It was a bond like there.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? That'll never leave, you know.
yeah.
And then with her and Nasir being so close, I mean it's easy. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But I want to say you're doing a good job, man, and happy Father's Day. I'm giving you your flowers because you deserve them. If nobody give you a tie or a pin or whatever they give us nowadays, cufflinks or whatever, I'm telling you that you're top of the line, A1 dad, bro. And keep doing what you're doing, man.
Thank you, brother. And happy
No
Father's Day to
problem.
you too. You keep doing what you doing. Because like I said before, you've been good inspiration in my life. And I appreciate you.
Appreciate you too, man. All right. Well, we both had something to say. We out of here. We hitting the 50-minute mark. We out of here. This is part one. Stay tuned. Part two. I got another father, girl, dad, but this is my brother, Eric G. Andrews. You've seen him in previous episodes. You'll see him again.
Yeah.
But let me ask you a question. Are you listening? That's my question to you. Are you listening to me? Hello, are you listening? Oh, you said why? Because I got something to say. Peace.
Peace, peace.